Imagine this, a single man, standing in front of millions, the most powerful leader on earth. Every enemy watches him, every intelligence agency studies him, every camera follows him, every speech is broadcast worldwide. Every mistake could be fatal. One wrong step, one security gap, one vulnerable moment, and history could change in an instant. This isn't just any leader. This is the President of the United States, a man whose decisions can move markets, start wars, end conflicts, and shape billions of lives, which makes him one of the biggest targets on Earth yet. For more than 60 years, no sitting US president has been assassinated, not because people stopped trying, it's because killing the US president is nearly impossible. Today, we reveal how. Secrets, the systems, the invisible shield that protects one man from the world. This is the story of why the US president is nearly impossible to kill. In the early days of America, the president was not heavily protected. There were no armored cars waiting outside buildings, no snipers watching rooftops from a distance, no intelligence teams scanning for threats before events. In fact, the idea of a heavily guarded president simply did not exist. Presidents lived surprisingly normal public lives. They walked through crowds, shook hands freely, attended public events without massive security walls around them. To the people, the president was meant to feel accessible, almost like any other citizen. But that openness came with a dangerous cost, because while millions admired the president, it only took one person with a weapon to change history forever. And that is exactly what happened. In 1865, President Abraham Lincoln was shot inside a theater during a public performance. The country was shocked, but the tragedy did not end there. Just 16 years later, in 1881, President James A. Garfield was assassinated after being shot at a train station. Then, again, in 1901, President William McKinley was shot during a public event while greeting citizens. 3 presidents. 3 assassinations, all within a few decades. These killings shook the nation to its core. America suddenly realized something terrifying. If the president can be killed easily, the country itself is unstable. That fear changed everything. After the assassination of President William McKinley, the United States government faced a terrifying reality. The nation had already lost multiple presidents to violence, and each tragedy exposed the same weakness. The leader of the country was far too easy to reach. If another attack happened, it could shake the stability of the entire nation. Something had to change, so the government made a historic decision. From that moment forward, the President of the United States would never again stand unprotected in public. A permanent protection system had to be created. That responsibility was given to the United States Secret Service. Interestingly, the Secret Service was not originally created to protect presidents. When it was founded in 1865, its main mission was to stop counterfeit money that was flooding the American economy. But after the wave of presidential assassinations, its role evolved dramatically. The agency was transformed into something much more powerful. Not just investigators, not just law enforcement, but a living shield around the president. Highly trained agents, whose only mission was protection. Their job is not just to react to danger. Their job is to stop danger before it ever reaches the president. Every threat, every rumor, every suspicious message, every strange. Here's something most people don't know. Protection for the President of the United States does not begin when he arrives at a location. It begins long before that moment, sometimes days earlier, sometimes even weeks before the President is scheduled to appear. Before a single footstep is taken by the President, an entire security operation quietly begins. Teams from the United States Secret Service arrive at the location first. They examine every detail of the pawn environment, every entrance, every hallway, every hidden corner. Nothing is considered too small to check. Buildings near the event are carefully scanned. Windows overlooking the area are inspected and sometimes sealed. Nearby, rooftops are secured and controlled by security teams. Highly trained sniper units are positioned at strategic vantage points. Their job is to watch everything from every direction. Escape routes are mapped in advance. Multiple backup routes are also prepared in case of emergencies. Hospitals in the area are alerted and placed on standby. Emergency medical teams prepare for the worst case scenario. Even ordinary objects are checked. Trash cans, vehicles, equipment near the event area. Anything that could hide a threat is inspected. If a location cannot be fully controlled or secured, the President simply does not go there. This entire process is known as advanced security planning, and it is one of the most important reasons modern assassination attempts rarely succeed, because by the time the President arrives, the entire area has already been turned into a controlled security zone.
When the President of the United States moves from one place to another, he is never truly alone. Behind every movement is a massive security operation. Designed to eliminate risk, an entire protection system travels with him at all times. Dozens of agents, multiple vehicles, advanced communication systems, all working together with a single mission: protect the President at any cost. One of the most fascinating parts of this protection system is the presidential limousine, often referred to as the Beast. At first glance, it may look like a normal luxury car, but in reality is one of the most secure vehicles ever built. The limousine is covered with military-grade armor. Its doors are as heavy as those on a commercial airplane. The glass windows are thick, bulletproof layers designed to stop powerful weapons inside the vehicle. The air supply is sealed to protect against chemical attacks. Emergency medical supplies are also stored inside, including the President's blood type in case of a critical injury. This car is not just transportation, it is a moving fortress, and the limousine is only one part of the system. When the President travels through a city, a carefully organized jamming vehicles block remote explosives. Armed agents monitor the surroundings. Rapid response teams remain ready for immediate action. For an attacker, there would be almost no time to react, only seconds. And in presidential security, seconds make the difference between danger and survival. When the President flies, the protection level increases even more. Air Force One is not just a plane, it is a flying military command center. Missile defense, capable, protected by fighter jets, able to refuel mid-air. Secure against nuclear shock if the ground becomes unsafe. Despite all this protection, attacks still happen. In 1981, President Ronald Reagan was shot. But here's what mattered. Within seconds, agents shielded him, the car accelerated, medical teams responded, the attacker was neutralized. Reagan survived. That moment proved something critical. Today's threats are different. It's not just guns. Drones, cyber attacks, lone actors, social media threats. The Secret Service now uses artificial intelligence, behavioral analysis, digital surveillance, threat prediction models. Protection is no longer just physical, it is psychological and digital. So why is killing the US president nearly impossible? Because multiple security layers overlap, no single point of failure exists. Agents are trained to die protecting him. Threats are stopped before they act. An attacker must beat time, technology, intelligence, and humans all at once. Almost no one can.